Hi friends, welcome to day one of this gratitude series. I'm super thankful that you guys have made the decision to join me for these 5 videos and these 5 days of really just coming back to what this whole time of year is all about, which is gratitude for the gift that God has given us through Christ. And so I really hope that these next 5 days can be an opportunity for you to just let go of the stress and the worry that can come with the holidays and instead can just step into a spirit of gratitude and of joyfulness and thankfulness for everything that you have. So for today, the verse that we're going to be using is Psalms 118:24. It says, "This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." And I chose this verse for our first day because I really think that this is where it has to start, is waking up every day, acknowledging that this is a day that we have been given by the Lord. And so no matter what's going on in our lives, what's happening around us, we can come back to that. And that's how we can adopt a spirit of gratitude every single day. So go ahead and lay down on your backs. That's where we're going to be starting class this morning. And just lay down, let your body relax into the mat. Start to take some nice deep breaths. Maybe let the eyes close, the palms turn upward. And right off the bat, I just want us to start by committing that with each exhale, we're going to focus on letting go of worry or stress or fear. And that with each inhale, we'll replace that with gratefulness, joy, excitement for the holidays. Whatever that looks like for you, just go ahead and take a moment to set that intention in your mind and start cueing into your breath. Lord, I know that you see each of us right where we're at right now, and that you know what it is our heart needs. So God, I pray that we would just be open and mindful to receiving that, and that we would use this time as an opportunity to just be quiet and to rest in the gift that you've given us, and to be grateful for that. I pray that we would use this class as an opportunity to worship you and to thank you for what we've been given. I pray that you would use this flow to strengthen our bodies and to strengthen our faith. Thank you for everything that you've done for us. Amen. Go ahead and take one last breath here. And on an exhale, let your knees come in towards your chest. Hands can come to the knees. And just start to take some small circles, massaging the lower back out on the floor. Make sure to go both directions. Starting to just listen to your body as we wake up, paying attention to how it's feeling today, what it might need. And pause in the center, find stillness. And then go ahead and connect the legs. So from the big toe through the ankle, the calves, the knees, the inner thighs, we're really drawing everything together. Core pulls in. And then on an exhale, let the knees come over towards the left. Gaze comes over the right fingertips, and we just take a nice gentle twist right here. Again, breathing deeply, just enjoying the opportunity to be quiet and to move slowly. Go ahead and bring the knees back through center, switching sides. Knees come to the right as we gaze out over the left hand. One last breath here. And bring the knees back through center. And then go ahead and point the toes up towards the sky, and we'll come to happy baby. Hands can either come behind the knees, and we'll hold here, or to the outsides of the feet as we just use the breath to start opening through the hips. Go ahead and gently release the feet or the legs. Draw the knees back in towards the chest and start to just take some small rocks forward and backward. And eventually we'll go ahead and make our way over into child's pose. Toes together, knees can be together or apart. We'll sit the hips back on the heels and walk the fingertips forward, stretching through the shoulders as we slowly lower the forehead to the mat. Come back to that breath intention and just refocus on what you're letting go of and what you're refilling yourself with. On your next inhale, go ahead and let the chest come up. Fingertips start to walk in, coming under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And find that nice strong alignment. Ribs draw together, belly button lifting up towards the spine. And we'll reach out long through the crown of the head. Inhaling, the stomach drops, chin lifts forward, gaze comes up. And exhale to round. And just keep moving between your cat-cow postures, using your breath to deepen each movement. And then when you're ready, go ahead and come back to a nice neutral spine, core engaged. And we'll tuck the toes, and on an exhale, hips lift up, heels press down. We come to downward facing dog. Start walking out through the feet, gently stretching into the calves and the hamstrings. Maybe being really soft and gentle with your body if it's just waking up. And then find stillness, press the heels down, hips lift up, gaze is between the knees. And just hold here, breathing deeply. At the bottom of your next exhale, go ahead and slowly start to walk your way to the top of your mat, taking your time. And then just land in a nice forward fold. Maybe the knees are bent. And just hold here, slowly working to straighten the legs more and more with each exhale. And then bend the knees, press the feet into the floor, and slowly start to roll up, coming to mountain. Taking your time. Inhale, the fingers reach up overhead, nice and tall. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Inhale to reach up. And exhale to fold forward. Core engaged, long neck reaching out through the top of the head. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands and step back to plank. Your choice to flow with me if you'd like as we exhale to lower. Inhale to rise up. And then all together, hips come up and back to downward facing dog, holding for 3 breaths. At the bottom of your exhale, go ahead and step to the top of your mat, taking a moment in your forward fold. And then inhale to rise up tall to mountain, reaching up, core engaged. Exhale, hands down through heart center. And we'll take that sequence 2 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, back to plank. Option to hold in plank or to lower to a low plank. Rise up to upward facing dog. And exhale, hips up and back to down dog. Press the heels down. Hold for 3 breaths. One more breath here. And then go ahead and step to the top of your mat, taking your forward fold. Inhale, back up to mountain. One last time, exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Come back to that breath intention. Come back to that space of gratitude. Halfway lift. Exhale, back to plank. Be thankful for what your body can do. Be thankful that you're here and with the opportunity to move. Exhale to low plank. Rise up to upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back to down dog, and we hold one last time for 3 breaths. Again, we step to the top of the mat, pausing here in forward fold. Option to hold in your forward fold, or if you'd like, we'll take a twist. Bend the left knee, plant the left hand underneath the face as we inhale, the right fingertips reach up towards the sky. Just opening through the chest, deepening the stretch in the right hip. And exhale, right hand comes down and we switch sides. Bend the right knee, plant the right hand, and left fingers open up towards the sky. Exhale, the hand comes down. We pause in our forward fold for a moment. And then inhale, rise up tall to mountain. Palms come together. Stretch a little bit taller and exhale over to the right, reaching long through the left side body. And back to center. Inhale to reach up tall. Exhale over to the left. Really reaching long, pressing both feet into the floor. Back to center. Inhale to reach. Exhale, just a slight arch backwards, maybe just a few inches. And come back to center. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale to sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. Plant the hands on the floor and step the left foot back about 2 feet, coming to pyramid pose. Again, using the breath to help the chest lower down over the thigh. Slowly stretching into the hamstring more and more. Option to add a twist by planting the left hand inside of the right foot and reaching the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Keep your breath going wherever you're at. And exhale, hand comes back down. All together, we'll start to walk the hands over towards the left. Pivot the feet, coming to a nice wide A. Again, chest is lowering down. We're hinging at the hips, reaching out long through the crown of the head and breathing here. One last breath here. And we'll walk back towards the top of the mat, pivoting the feet, coming back to pyramid pose. And then from here, we'll bend both knees. Back knee comes down to the mat as we meet in a low lunge, fingertips lifting up overhead. Press the hips forward, reaching tall. Keep the ribs drawn in. We're working to find a stretch in the front of the back hip. So we're pressing the hips forward while lifting up, creating length in that hip. One last breath here. Exhale, hands come down towards the mat. Tuck the back toe, lift the hips up to your runner's lunge. Option to hold here, or again, we'll take a twist. Left hand plants into the mat, right fingertips reach up towards the sky, opening through the chest. Press that heel back in the back foot, working to have a nice straight leg in the back. Exhale, right hand comes down. And slowly we shift the weight into the hands, release the right foot back, landing in plank. And again, option to flow as we lower to a low plank. Inhale to rise up. And all together, hips come up and back as we meet in downward facing dog. Step to the top of your mat, taking a moment to pause in the forward fold. And again, maybe we take that option for a twist. Starting with the right side this time, we'll bend the right knee, plant the right hand underneath the face, and inhale, left fingertips lift up towards the sky. Really working to press down into the mat so that we can open through the chest and reach up. Exhale, hand comes down to the mat. We switch sides, bending the left knee, planting the left hand, and reaching the right fingertips up. Holding for just another breath. And exhale, hand comes down to the mat. We straighten the legs again, holding in the forward fold. And then inhale, rise back up to mountain. Interlace the fingers together. Inhale to reach a little bit taller. Exhale to tip over to the left, reaching out long through the fingertips. And back to center, core draws in. We reach tall. And exhale over to the right. Back to center, and one last time we reach up, and exhale to tip back just a few inches, pressing the hips forward. Come back to center, and then exhale, take the forward fold. This time we'll step the right foot back, landing in pyramid, working to have both legs straight and both feet flat on the floor, but listening to your body to go as far as feels comfortable. Nice deep breaths to help settle into the stretch. And if you'd like, we'll take the option to plant the right hand. Left fingers reach up and we twist again. Exhale, the hand comes back down to the mat. And all together, we start to walk the hands over to the right, coming back to that wide open A. Hinging at the hips as the chest comes down, forehead reaching down for the floor. Your choice to hold here, or if you'd like, we'll take a moment to flow through flying monkey. So chest can come up halfway, turn the toes out, exhale to start to sit the weight towards the back of the mat, maybe flexing the toes of the front foot, Hips sink nice and low, keeping the chest up. And then slowly we shift that weight towards the top of the mat, flexing the back foot. Again, breathing deeply, using the strength of the leg to support you as we open through the hips. Again, to the back of the mat. If you're up here, this is okay. You're working the strength of your leg. You can be rotating to open through your hips. This is still a great place to be. We're working to just lower it more and more as we increase the flexibility in the hips. Shifting towards the front of the mat one more time. Holding deeply wherever you're at. And then slowly making your way back to that wide open A. We'll all join together for a few more breaths. And then walk the hands back towards the left leg to the top of the mat. Turn through the feet, pausing in pyramid for just a moment. And then bending both knees, back knee comes down to the mat, untuck the toe, and join me in a low lunge. Fingers reach up tall, ribs are pulling in. And like we talked about, we want to make sure that we're pressing the hips forward to find length all the way through the front of the hip on the back leg. Reaching up. One last breath here. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Tuck the back toe, hips lift up. Holding here in our runner's lunge, making sure we're pressing out through the back heel and the back leg to straighten that leg. Option to twist, right hand plants, left fingertips reach up. Exhale, hand comes back down. All together, we shift the weight into the hands as we release the left foot back, landing in plank. Option to lower to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back to down dog. And then when you're ready, go ahead and bend the knees and slowly settle back into child's pose. I think that yoga can be such a valuable tool for life, but that's what it has to be. It has to be a tool for life. It can't just be a space to exercise and work out and talk about these important concepts, because if we don't carry it off the mat with us, then it's really not very valuable, because otherwise we're just serving ourselves. We're becoming strong for ourselves, which is a great place to start, but ultimately it has to be larger than that. And to me, I think that's what a lot of the value of Christmas is, and what this time is it's something that's larger than us. It's something that we get to share with the people around us. It's an opportunity to tell people about our faith. And it should be an opportunity for us to step into a greater sense of worship and of gratitude for the things that we have. Because guys, wherever you're at in life, if you're watching these videos, if your body is moving through this flow, then you have so much. You have the opportunity to exercise and to breathe and to focus on God and to worship Him with the way that you live life. And so as you're here in this posture and you're breathing, I want you to just allow God to speak to you about how the concepts that we're talking about in this class can translate outside of your practice. When you're ready, go ahead and slowly let the chest come back up. And go ahead and turn over so that you're sitting. And we're going to take a seated open A. So heels are reaching away from each other. Sitting up nice and tall, again, finding that engagement of the core, nice long spine, all the way from where our sit bones connect with the ground, out through the crown of the head. Press the shoulders down and back, pull those ribs together. And then on an exhale, slowly walk the fingertips forward, folding forward at the hips, bringing the chest down towards the mat. And as we move through this next series, I just want you to take a moment to really think about all the things that you're grateful for. It's no secret that the power of just acknowledging the things that we should be thankful for is such an awesome way to just bring more joy and more peace into our lives. So as we move, just start listing them in your mind or out loud and start praising God for the things that you have. Go ahead and walk the hands over towards the right leg. Squaring the chest over the right thigh. And take it over to the left. One thing that I'm really grateful for this year is our little Christmas tree that's here in the back behind me, because last year for Christmas, Avery and I were in Medellin, Colombia in South America, and we had a very non-traditional Christmas. We ended up going to see Star Wars, which was fun. But it was hard for us to be away from our families and not have the opportunity to celebrate in the way that we were used to. Go ahead and bring your body back towards the center for a few more breaths. And so this year we are really soaking up every single little detail of Christmas and really just getting to enjoy setting traditions and doing things that we used to do with our families and having the opportunity to do that together. So it's a little tiny tree. I don't even think it's quite 4 feet tall, but it means a lot to us this year. And so taking the opportunity to be grateful for it has just really made it more special than what you might think of just your normal Christmas tree. When you're ready, go ahead and walk the hands back in, sitting up tall. We'll slowly bring the heels together. And then when you're ready, go ahead and roll down to your back. Bring the right knee in towards the chest, left leg reaches out long. And go ahead and take that twist. Right knee comes across the body as we gaze out over the right fingertips. And so I tell that story about our little Christmas tree because to me that's what this verse, Psalm 118:24, is calling us to. Is it saying, today is the day that the Lord has made. Rejoice and be glad in it. And that if we don't recognize that all the little things in our lives and every single day is an incredible opportunity and a gift, then we lose our gratitude and we start to get wrapped up in the details of the craziness. And I don't want that for you, and I don't want that for me. I want us to be just so overwhelmed with gratitude for what we have, for all the opportunities that we have, for the people that are in our lives, and for the relationship that we have with God. Go ahead and slowly come back to center and switch sides. Left knee comes into the chest, right leg reaches out, and we take the twist. And so as we finish up this class and you get ready to head into the rest of your day, just take a moment to take inventory of all the tiny little things that are so worthy of our joy and of our gratitude. And let those be your focus throughout the rest of this week as we approach Christmas Day. Just focus on the little things that really do mean so much, and allow yourself to find peace in the fact that every day is a day that has been given to you by the Lord, and that we should rejoice and be glad in that. Go ahead and come back to center. Drop both knees into the chest, and we'll take one last round of small circles here, just massaging the back on the floor. Make sure to go both directions, always keeping the body balanced. And then whenever you're ready, go ahead and settle into that final relaxation. Heels reaching out long. Palms can turn up towards the ceiling. And just take some nice, slow breaths. Lord, my hope for this series is that it would be an encouragement for all of us to just come back to the basics. That we wouldn't get lost in the details of this time, and that we would not be worried about how well our house is decorated or how many presents we're able to give or receive. But God, that rather we would just be overflowing with gratitude, so much so that it would just leak onto the people that are around us, that they too would remember the importance of this time, and that we could go into a season that should be filled with light and so often isn't, and that we could be that vessel of light. God, I pray that we would recognize that not everyone around us has the same opportunities to celebrate Christmas that we do. Maybe they don't have the family that we have. Maybe they don't have the house that we have or the comforts that we have. Or maybe they don't even have the opportunity to worship you. And God, I pray that we would see those people around us and we would be intentional about reaching out to them and loving them in whatever way we can. So God, to everyone who's here listening to this class right now, I pray that you would fill them with your love so that they can go and take that off the mat and continue to spread that love in their communities, in their families, wherever they may be. God, I thank you for this time and what you're doing here. And I look forward to what's coming for the next few classes. Amen. Guys, if you have the time for it, I encourage you to just spend a few more minutes here, embracing the quiet and the stillness of this space. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'm looking forward to spending the next 4 days with you. Have a great day.